Hello, it's Thursday night and we are Femme Forum. What is Femme Forum? It is a politically progressive talk show with a feminist edge, and we do altruistic shows from time to time too. One quick note, this is our 11th show. Next week is our last show for the season. And it looks like we're not getting a very good time slot, so we're just going to take the fall season off. But we'll do specials from time to time. Yes, we'll have Femme Forum specials, maybe once a month, and we'll have, if you watch The Buzz, we'll have the Buzz specials too once a month, because we all work together. And speaking of working together, I'm going to have a guest on tonight. Here he is, Mark Ferguson.
Hey.
Mark is usually behind the scenes doing the floor direction for Femme Forum, and you know what? We were talking, and he has quite an interesting background, and he's involved in a lot of activism, so I thought, you know what, we need to talk about these things. Mark is involved in, let's see, Equality Florida, Brandon Pride, Fairness for All Families, the Brandon Meetup, Brandon/East Hillsborough Meetup, which is an organization for meetup.com type deal. So we're going to talk all about these gay activist, I guess, organizations that you're involved in, and just talk about the culture too.
Definitely.
The culture. So how long have you been involved in the activism?
Well, actually, I've been involved with activism, I would say within the past 4 years. Basically, I've been an advocate, especially during the 2004 election. I was asked by Equality Florida to kind of help out with a program they had called Turn Out the Vote. And basically what we did is we went out into the community, went to different events, get people registered to vote. At the same time, let people know as far as how they can get involved with the community also and make a difference, and especially, you know, during election time. So that's how I basically, you know, got involved with Equality Florida, and from there, all these other organizations kind of popped right into the scene. So I'm very
Well, looking at Equality Florida, there are a lot of things that you all are doing as far as getting bills out there and having, let's say, bills against hate crimes, bullying in the schools and stuff like that. And it looks like the organization's been around since the late 90s.
well, actually.
So you guys are instrumental in getting a lot of these things passed.
Yeah.
And recently, aren't a lot of these conservatives trying to get something on the ballot? The anti-gay marriage thing or whatever. Let's talk about all these things.
Well, first off, I just want to make one thing clear. Equality Florida has been around for 10 years. We're now celebrating our 10-year anniversary, which we're really excited about.
Because I said 99, I
and some of the things that we've done.
Oh, you're right, 97.
97.
You're right.
And one of the things that we've done is, like I said, we mobilized voters. We've helped make schools a little bit safer for students to go to. We've advocated for the LGBT community, especially concerning anything that has to do with domestic partnerships or civil unions, or even the idea of marriage, which would be awesome. We basically are involved with a lot of equality, equal rights issues. And
what about like housing discrimination issues or people losing their job and stuff like that? Are you guys get involved in that?
Oh, yes. And one of the things that I want to point out, what GLBT stands for is the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered community. Basically, this is the community that have been victims of hate crimes in the past. That's the reason why, one of the reasons why Equality Florida was created, which is to be a voice for the community and to speak on behalf of the community. And we're really excited about what's happening here. We're involved with a new organization comprised of 300 organizations coming together called Fairness for All Families. And you can find out more about Fairness for All Families at fairnessforallfamilies.org. It's a nonprofit 501c3 organization. What we're trying to do, as you know, in 2008, some people are not aware of it, there's going to be an amendment that's coming out called the Federal Marriage Amendment. And
which is an amendment to the Florida Constitution.
Right. And
which means changing the Constitution.
Changing the Constitution and making it even harder for the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community as far as, when it comes to employment, when it comes to feeling safe in the schools, feeling like, they can, want to be part of that community. There is another thing that we want to do, which is fight this federal marriage amendment from coming through. That's the reason Fairness for All Families. We're trying to get enough people together to kind of, end this idea of trying to pass an amendment. So,
haven't they taken polls and the majority of the people really don't care if people of the same sex get married or not? It seems to be like a small section of people that are totally up in arms.
Well,
am I correct?
Yeah, there's a lot of people. I mean, there's a lot of people.
But they're very vocal.
Right, they're very vocal and very much involved as far as trying to make change happen and trying to make people realize that this is about equality. Everybody wants to feel like they're accepted.
I thought was our constitutional right.
Right.
And when you make amendments to the Constitution, it shouldn't be to take away rights. It should be to enhance rights.
Right, and to create more of a diverse community. And that's the most important thing. So I'm very excited about being part of Fairness for All Families, also being involved with Equality Florida, and other organizations like Human Rights Campaign that basically not just for the GLBT community but for everybody. Domestic partnerships would affect even the straight
you would
couples.
think the 1964 Civil Rights Act would cover everybody, but it doesn't, does it?
No. And the thing is, what we're trying to do is with the Fairness for All Families, is trying to make people realize that everybody deserves equality. Everybody deserves to be heard, and everybody needs to be a part of the community. There needs to be an end to all these hate crimes. There needs to be an end to all this discrimination and all this bigotry. And so that's the reason why Fairness for All Families was
Florida, isn't it correct that gay couples cannot adopt children? They can have foster kids, right? But they can't adopt them.
Right.
And I don't know about other states. What do you know about this?
Well, in other states, I mean, it's been a struggle. As far as on a national level, there's been some states out there that have been able to allow, same-sex couples to adopt. Here in the state of Florida, it hasn't been a bed of roses. There's always been controversy. There's always been negativity. And you know what, folks? There's a lot of children out there that are looking for homes, that are basically, just crying out for love. And a lot of these couples, same-sex couples up there, out around the state of Florida, are just ready to take them in. And you know what? There's no difference between a gay couple or a straight couple. It's about love, and that's the most important thing here. We're trying to raise a child in a loving home, and why not allow the state? I hope that one day the state will allow that.
Well, I don't think it's very healthy to shuffle kids around from families to families and wonder if a couple really has been with the kids for a couple of years, they're attached, and then they want to remove them someplace else. That's just not right.
Yeah, it's not right.
And how many kids in Florida there's been issues when Jebby was in power, kids, just getting lost in the system.
Yep. And that's the thing. I mean, there are couples out there. There are couples out there just ready. It's probably in the hundreds right now. And you know what? These are
It would save taxpayers money, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would save taxpayers money, a lot of money. Oh, yeah, taxpayers would save a lot of money. But you know what? The problem is that we have to get past this negative thinking that our society has about the idea of a gay couple or a lesbian couple adopting a child. You know what, folks? It's just raising a child in a loving home. It's no different from, a straight couple raising a family. It's the same thing. So, anyway, that's why I'm so excited about Fairness for All Families. Like I said, we have about 300 organizations already involved, and we're always looking for other people to climb on board and to support this effort about equality.
Well, one thing that politicians are starting to realize is that the gay community does have a lot of power and has a very strong voice, and they can make or break elections, probably, I would think.
Definitely.
And they need to start realizing that.
Oh, yeah. And you know what? I think politicians are starting to realize it now, because the thing is, you see all the things that are happening, as far as, I would say the Republican Party, some of the things that are happening there. And
we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about that, I'm sure. But
let's talk about Larry Craig and all that.
Sure. But
what's with the signal thing? What is this like well known? The hand under the bathrooms thing? I mean, what's with this? Do you know about this?
I honestly, I'm not used to this type of culture. I'm not very familiar with how this kind of culture
Idaho
exists.
thing, maybe? Or
I don't know if it is Idaho. I don't know. This is totally. I mean, when they were talking about it, me and my partner, who I'm, hey Jason, he's at home watching. We were watching at a restaurant. We were watching the whole entire thing on Thursday. I'm like, oh gosh, I never knew all this, and I was like. I've only been out for 10 years, and I'm like, what's this? These little hand signals, I'm like, okay.
Well, maybe because you're not cruising.
No,
you're with a partner.
Right. We've been together.
It could be.
Right. We've been together for 9 years in a committed relationship, and, love each other, and we ourselves would like to see the day where we're able to get married and recognized in the state of Florida, along with being able to adopt children. That's our dreams. That's our hopes, and we'd like to see that happen.
And I feel that you all should get Social Security if one of you, passes or whatever. Like what happened to, was it Lois Monero? What was her name?
Lois
Moreno, something like that?
Lois Moreno.
Okay.
And she was
the police woman that got killed.
Police,
and I think her partner most definitely should have been able to get the benefits.
And you know what? If you go to the website of Equality Florida, you can see the whole entire documentary. It's called Saving Lois, and you can go to the website of
really?
Yeah, EQFL.org. EQFL.org. Go onto that website, and you'll be able to see that film. It's a very great film.
I didn't even know they made a film of it.
Yeah, it's a very touching.
Wow.
When you see the film, it will let you know just why a whole bunch of organizations are behind the idea of fairness for all families. It's about equality, plain and simple. And so, Saving Lois was a documentary that came right after the shooting, and it will just touch your heart if you watch the film.
Well, don't some states do have like civil unions or perhaps benefits? I mean, do you know about this? Which states? Or?
Oh yeah, they do. I mean, like Vermont, Massachusetts, as you know, is a state where you can go get married. There's other states like New Hampshire, other states around, like Oregon, that have tried marriage. Even San Francisco, before it was lifted, was accepting marriages. And the thing is that, civil unions, domestic partnerships also affects the straight community. And the thing is, there's straight couples out there who just don't want to go through the marriage license idea. They'd rather be in a domestic partnership.
Marriage is really a religious thing, if you think about it.
Yeah, it was created.
But civil union is, right. Whether you're gay or straight or whatever, if you don't have a marriage license, it's not legal.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So,
but you still get the benefits as far as if you're, some benefits, if you were in a civil union or domestic partnership. And that's the other thing. I mean, who wants, I don't think anybody out there wants to be discriminated on their job or not being able to put their partner in the same kind of health plan. I think it's vital. I mean, that everybody
visit them in the hospital, right?
Right.
I mean, isn't it like first, parents, or if someone's sick, first kin, or
the first
of kin, or
And the thing is that it's about equality, plain and simple. I keep on saying that word over and over again, but the thing is, no one wants to be prohibited. I know if I am injured in the hospital, the first person I want to come to my bedside is Jason.
Exactly.
I don't want my brother. I don't want my sister-in-law. I want my partner, who I've been with for 9 years, to be there
Exactly.
and to be supportive. I don't want anybody, taking that away from me. And this is exactly why Equality Florida is in existence.
And legally, let's say if you were in the hospital, you had an accident, and let's say you're in a coma or something like that, your family, your brother, whatever, couldn't they legally banish him? Or, I mean, because he's not family?
They could. And I've seen that happen. I had a good friend in college, and I'm not going to mention his name. He's now living in San Francisco with his partner. But it was my freshman year in college, and he was a victim of a hate crime. And when I went to go visit him along with his friends, and his partner came by to visit him, first thing that his my friend's parents did was to say, "We don't want no homos in the hospital room."
Man.
And I'm like, what? And it's like, this is the partner that he's been with for about 3 years. You're telling him to hit the road. And it was a very hard time. But my friend finally went with his partner to San Francisco. They're living a successful life. They have 4 children. They've adopted 4 children.
Great.
And they were one of the couples that were able to get married in San Francisco, and still be able to receive some of the benefits. But that's it may sound like an extreme, but it's reality in this day and age. It's reality, and this is what's happening. A lot of people are feeling discriminated, are getting discriminated because of their identity. And once again, Equality Florida is there to be the voice for them and support them.
Ask you. You're employed. Do your employers know that you're gay? Okay.
Yeah, they're watching tonight. You guys. Love you guys.
Well, because a lot of people probably don't tell their employers out of fear of losing their job or being treated different, I would think.
Well, they found out. I didn't come out to them personally, but what happened was that they were watching a show, which I was a co-host of last season, which was called Sound Off.
They just recently found out.
And so one night I'm on TV, and I didn't know they were watching. Next day I'm at work, and it's like all looking at me. It's like, Mark, you have something to tell us?
Oh, jeez.
And I'm just like what?
Jeez.
And
you're always getting outed on TV.
On TV, I'm always getting out on TV. Ever since I was outed, 10 years ago.
Go ahead, and we're going to take some calls, but tell a little story about how you originally got outed to your family. This was
not planned. First off, let me tell you, this was not planned. Basically, I wanted to do it personally with each individual and my family along with my friends. But my friend, my very first date I went on, and also I would say first boyfriend I was involved with before Jason came along. Basically, it was our senior year in college, and we decided to go to our first ever gay pride festival, which was Indianapolis Pride. And we're there. This is like the summer of '96, and we're at an event. It was the Female Impersonator Show, and it was the attire was to wear your bathing suits. The bathing suits guys, muscular guys.
The skimpy ones.
The skimpy ones.
Like the Merc Spitz looking.
And that's when I had I had a really great physique back then. But anyway, long story short, I got a call the next day from my sister-in-law. Says, I want you to come over here right now. There's an emergency. Drove all the way about 20 miles to my brother's home. They sat me in front of the TV, plopped in a videotape, and here's this evangelist. His name is Pat. He has a popular TV show on a Christian broadcasting network station. And long story short, there was shots of all these pride festivals, and here's Pat. He's praying, God, we pray for all these lost souls, da-da-da-da-da. And he's just doing his little spiel as far as, trying to save us from hell. And next thing you know, there's a good 1-minute shot of me and Mike, very close, dancing. Almost, I would say, we're touching each other as far as skin, and we're having a beer in one hand. And we're dancing to a female impersonator who looked exactly like Madonna, who was singing a song, Don't Cry For Me, Argentina. When the videotape ended, they both asked me, well, do you have anything to tell us? And I me, the type of person I am, I really don't think about things before I say them. And this is one of these classic Mark moments. I said, next time I'm going to wear the black bean suit. I look a lot better. That red suit looks dreadful. And
that sounds like a Fergie thing you would say.
And that didn't win him over too well. But that was the beginning of me coming out, and that was the beginning of all the hate crimes, and that's the reason why I moved down here to Florida to escape that. And I had a lot of things that happened to me. I had a house burned. I had a car burned.
A house burned too?
Yeah.
An arsonist?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Where I was staying at, as far as the house got burned.
Now, these people that were doing this, were these part of your evangelical crowd? Because
I don't know.
Mark was very much involved in
the Christian community.
Yeah. You said that you were a disc jockey for a Christian radio station.
I was.
Your brother was a preacher, or is a preacher.
He's a preacher, yeah.
So this kind of isn't very nice behavior on their part.
I took it kind of the hard way. I was even had rocks thrown at me.
Oh my God.
One night, coming home from class, I had a lot of things happen to me. I mean, it was the worst year, but then again, it was the best year. And the reason why I say that is because that's when the GLBT community, the gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community student organization there on campus, reached out to me. And they knew of my background, being president of a religious council for about 4 years, comprised of 40 religious organizations. They knew I was a youth pastor of a big, denominational church. They knew a lot of things, but yet they were, saying, we're here for you. And that was my new family. That was my new family.
Now, it seems kind of odd that here you are involved in the Christian community who usually persecutes people that are homosexual. Doesn't that put you in kind of an odd spot?
It did.
I mean, you have a lot of internal conflict. And are you still religious? Yeah. Are you still religious?
Well, let's just say me and God hang out. And that's what it boils down to. Me and God hang out, plain and simple. And you know what? I've had my share of discrimination from the church. I don't hold any hatred. I don't hold any animosity towards the church or anything like that, or to those organizations. One of the things I've learned to do is just move on. And if people accept me for who I am, fantastic. If people still want to, throw stones at me, persecute me for being who I am, which is, Mark Ferguson, gay individual who has a loving partner, well, that, they're going to have to deal with God and come that time. But, me and God hang out, and I do whatever God tells me to do. So this is my life.
So you're at peace.
I'm at peace, definitely.
That's what counts.
I've learned a lot these past 10 years. And being involved, and once again, here I'm promoting Equality Florida. Being involved with Equality Florida and some of these human rights organizations has helped me realize, it's time to move on. It's time to go ahead and live my life without, being angry at the past.
The phone's been ringing the whole time, but I wanted Mark to have a chance to talk and tell some of his stories. For you guys to know, we do have caller ID, so you will get dumped or whatever. And if it says private, I don't know if we want to take it, because I can imagine the types of calls we're going to be getting.
I'm all right.
So we'll give it a shot, okay?
Sure, why not?
Well, they were there.
They were there, okay.
Okay. Hello? It says private. I won't take the calls if they're private. We need to know.
All that time I thought you were kidding. It actually does say private.
Yeah. It does. P-R-I-V-A-T-E.
You spin me right round, baby.
Oh, you're on.
He's back.
You're back. You were calling yesterday, the buzz.
Watch out, here I come.
All right. He's back.
Under Feast Family. That's a very popular gay themed song, but that's just me.
we were doing the Buzz show yesterday, and the same guy, and we know who you are, so we're going to dump you next time. But I just let you have your little pajama party fun there. They're probably there drinking it up.
I ain't no Simon Cowell, but I'm just going to let that go.
I used to dance to that. Dead or Alive. I mean, that's a great song.
Oh yeah.
Not your version, but. Hello there.
Good evening, folks.
Hi.
Hi. How you doing?
Yeah, very good, actually. I'm very happy right now because, in fact, the news about public access and the funding, so I want to really thank everyone.
You did a great speech yesterday.
I'm sorry?
I really enjoyed your speech.
Yes.
It was very,
thank you.
You were very impassioned, Let me just say who this is. Dean Chambers. He's on the Florida Grapevine. He's calling right now.
Fantastic show, by the way.
Yeah, and he did a really heartfelt speech there at the BOCC meeting. Just wanted to tell you that.
Well, thank you so much. In fact, that was my girlfriend who spoke right after Gina.
Yeah,
so,
Gina.
Yeah, she
was a little nervous, but she did a good job.
Everyone that showed support. So.
I'm glad you two. I'm very happy that you two went up there and did that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thank you, folks. A couple questions. In fact, when it comes to gays, the issue, and if you feel I'm really to kind of shoot a couple fast questions at you, sometimes it's been looked at almost as a civil rights issue. How do you see that? Do you relate that in a way? Like, because I know African Americans have been upset recently when they suddenly where people are equating what gays and homosexuals have gone through to the thing with what they've gone through, and everyone has their own stories of prejudice and bias and hate and everything else that goes along with it. And I often said, never know what it's like to walk in your shoes, but I'll walk with you as long as you've got the content of character. Right. And what do you think about that as far as relating gay issues as far as that and civil rights?
Well, what I feel personally as far as that, the difference between civil rights and equal rights is just that equal rights is for everybody. And of course, civil rights back then was the terminology they used back in the 60s. And there is a difference. I don't want to go ahead and relate the two the same.
But aren't the problems similar? The housing problem, the discrimination problems, the hate crimes?
It's very similar. But see, that was based more, and not this, please forgive me, I don't mean to offend anybody, but that was based more on skin color. This has to do more with identity as far as, who you are as a person. And, someone who is gay. So
okay, a couple of quick. I noticed there was an interesting little blurb about I believe it was a judge in Iowa, I believe it was, that it suddenly said, okay, gay unions can be married, and then he went to lunch, and then he came back, and he said, oh, sorry, wrong answer. And we've seen that before where people literally put their toe in the water, and then they look around and go, oh, danger, Will Robinson. What do you think about that? And I'll be honest with you, it's something that I've struggled with all my life. I think look at it as more, is it a civil union, and then you do like a man and a woman for the marriage, or do you look at it as gays might actually want to simply look at it, they want the same exact thing as a man and a woman, or is a civil union enough? I mean, I keep hearing both arguments for both sides.
It's a good question.
It is a good question, and you know what? It's more about having the same kind of quality like anybody else who wants to enter into a civil union or a domestic partnership or even marriage. And there are people within the gay community who just rather be in civil unions, or there are people who just in the gay community just want to be in domestic partnerships or be in gay marriage. Basically, it's a decision. And why should the GLBT community be denied that same opportunity that's granted to people within, say, like the straight community? It's about giving everybody the same opportunity, giving everybody the same chance to be equal.
Yeah, like health insurance and all the same benefits that anybody else would have. Why should you be denied?
Right. It should be open to everyone.
Absolutely. And the last thing I'll say is I've often said we're all God's children. We're 98.5% genetically alike. It seems like the 1.5 seems to get in the way with a lot of people.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say is it doesn't matter if you're gay or black or white or whatever. I know this sounds so cliche. As long as it's all about how you handle things, how you take care of business, and how you treat others, that's so important.
Absolutely. We're humans.
And we look at it when it comes to that, and it is a case of genetics. It could be a case of lifestyle, but we're all God's children. So you folks have a great night and love the show.
Thanks.
Thank you,
and I'd say hello to Gina. I'm glad that you guys went up there yesterday.
Well, thank you so much. God bless you.
Take care, guys.
Bye-bye. All right. You should watch Tampa Grapevine. It's a good
great show.
Yeah, I've been watching it for a number of years, too. All right.
Dean gets very passionate. I love that passion, too.
There's something I really want to talk about, stereotypes. Because we had a call on the Buzz last week. Was it last week on the Buzz? Or no, it was on our show, Femme Forum.
Yeah, they used.
And there was they used the F word, and then it got it. Oh, yeah, we don't like that F word.
No, we don't like it.
And it got into a whole thing about stereotypes. I think sometimes when people think of gays, they think of them as like the stereotypical, like at Fantasy Fest with the shorts with the butt cheeks hanging out, the German shorts, I call it German tourist shorts, and wearing makeup but it's not like that.
It's not like that at all.
Explain why. I mean, how I do. Let's talk about this. You know what I'm getting at.
Everybody's heard the phrase "different strokes for different folks," and what that means that everybody has their own taste. Everybody has their own preferences for what they want to do in their lives. For example, with me and Jason, you know, there was a time in the very beginning of our relationship that, yeah, we're going to every type of parties that were out there, you know, after-hours parties or raves or what have you. We've gone to South Beach a couple of times.
But you don't dress up.
No, no.
With makeup and stuff. I mean,
there was a time, though. There was a time that
you do not look what I would call stereotypical. I would never know if I met you that you were gay or not. You don't fit the mold.
No, no.
Which people think is a mold.
Right,
you know?
and that's the thing. I mean, we have to get away from the type of thinking. But once again, what's happening is that, you know, people see this on TV.
Yeah.
People monopolize
it's like exaggerations.
on it, and they use that to sensationalize it. But you know what? There's couples out there who are just like me and you, just rather just stay home with our significant other, having a bowl of popcorn, watching some scary movie on TV, you know, or something like that, or some, you know, romantic comedy. I don't know. But the thing is, you know, once again, different strokes for different folks. People have their own taste. People have their own preferences. Let them, you know, decide. But who are we to judge others? Once again, let people be who they want to be and live their lives. But at the same time, when we do that, let's be a little bit respectful of each other. I know what you mean by some of those people who have, you know.
Well, that's the stereotypical, kind of like, what was the Birdcage movie or the Bird?
Yeah, with Nathan Lane and Robin Williams.
Yeah, that's what people think.
Yeah.
But it's not like that, is that?
It's not like that at all.
That's what I'm trying to say.
It's not like that. Not like that at all.
But that's how people depict. It's kind of, it's negative.
Right. It can be negative.
The way I see it. And I think it doesn't help the cause. Right. When you're trying to get civil unions and things like that, that's just my opinion.
Well, I understand. I know where you're coming from, and you know what? A lot of people may share your view, but once again, it's about personal preference. You know, me personally, I enjoy just a quiet evening at home with Jason and the kids. We have 2 cats that we call our kids, and one of them's adopted. Thank you. I appreciate Harley. Harley's named after a motorcycle because he won't stop purring all the time, and then he's a good companion to our other cat, Meow Meow. And so they're our kids for right now until we're legally recognized to adopt kids.
Well, let's try and take a call.
Okay.
It's private. If it's private, I'm not going to take it. Hello there. Oops.
Hello?
Oh, it's Justin again. Justin Fisher. We don't like you calling and singing.
Oh, is that who it was?
Justin Fisher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's the disco guy. Yesterday he was singing "It's Raining Men."
Oh yeah, that was too funny. I felt so bad for Mark. He's just like, every call he was getting, it was another song. I'm thinking, you know, this guy probably knows the whole entire...
I thought he started singing Bette Midler.
Oh, please no. No. And I don't want to hear any Cher tonight either.
Yeah. And who is the name of one of my best friends?
I know.
Cher, and she, you know, she's been on the show.
I don't want to hear Justin sing Cher. That's all.
Let's try and take another one.
Okay, let's go for it.
Hello there. You're on the air. Hello. They're not talking.
Wow.
Hello?
It's raining, man.
Okay, Jesus and Justin must be together.
It's just hilarious.
Yeah, Jesus Gutierrez and Justin.
Okay. Right. Well, let's talk a little bit more if you want. Okay. Hello.
It's private. If it's private, we won't take it. Hello.
How you doing, Mark?
Oh,
hey, Gene.
It's a friend. Hello
Brandon
there.
Hypnosis. I figured you know who it was.
Yeah.
Sound Off. My Sound Off co-host. Well, host, excuse me. Host.
He's doing a great job, isn't he?
He's doing a very good job. I called.
Thank you, Gene.
All right. Is Arlene there, too?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, guys.
Thanks for helping out yesterday.
Yeah.
What's that?
Tell Arlene that we appreciate her helping out on the bus.
And we're getting the same crankers.
Yeah.
Well, hey, what can you do? You consider the source.
Yeah.
True.
It's
true. Look at it this way, okay? Mm-hmm. The way I look at it, they're products of their parents. I think their parents really taught them well, don't you?
Let's consider the source, like you said.
Yeah, what happened to all those singing lessons?
Trash comes from trash, doesn't it?
I heard Simon Cowell say that one time.
Oh, it doesn't know that? Simon's mean, too.
He can be.
I just wanted to tell you you're doing a good job. I'm enjoying the show.
Well, thank you, Gene. Do you have anything that you want to share?
Yeah, what would you like to say?
I mean,
You know from experience.
and folks, just to let you
You
know.
don't want to get me started.
Well, I do, because you've been involved with the community for a long time, and, you play an important role because, well, folks, if you don't know, and Gene, if this is okay with you.
Could we tell?
I don't know what you're going to tell them.
Well,
who you are.
Who you used to be and who you are now.
Is that okay?
No, let that one go.
Okay,
all right.
Have you ever been a victim of a hate crime? Or?
Anybody that did the election, they know who I am.
Right.
I mean, I didn't hold nothing back.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, Chyrisse had a question for you.
Have you ever been a victim of a hate crime?
Victim of a hate crime?
Yeah, because
he
had an incident yesterday. It was a little scary.
Yeah, that's okay.
Well, yeah, I heard of it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I handled it well. I just kept on driving off.
Isn't that what I told you?
Yeah.
He was being chased by a bunch of people in the car.
Yeah,
They were yelling derogatory
statements.
the F word.
They used the F word, which
we don't use.
Yeah, we don't use here to describe my identity, I guess.
Exactly.
So.
Well, you were talking about your relationship with God, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And my relationship, and I tell people all the time, one day we're all going to be in front of God, and we're going to have to answer for every single thing we did.
True.
And you know what? God doesn't take excuses. Well, they made me do it. Everybody else was doing it, so I was going with... He doesn't take those excuses.
Right.
So
that's groupthink, gang mentality.
one of these, we all have to answer for what we do.
Mm-hmm.
So, may I make a personal? I think I can do this. I'm sure I can. I lost a very a good friend of mine. Does anybody remember the Riverview man that was killed on the motorcycle a week ago Wednesday?
Yeah,
Arlene was telling us.
A very good friend of mine. I always called him Biker Mike.
Oh, Gene, I'm sorry. I didn't
know. And they're having all of his brothers are riding Saturday in honor of him.
So there's a memorial.
Yeah, it's going to be a memorial.
What time?
I think it's 12 o'clock sharp.
Okay.
And
where are they meeting?
Well, I think it's where is it? A place called James Place.
James Place. Okay.
Oh, that's like a little bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're going to scatter his ashes at Williams Park in the Alafai River.
Okay.
But he was murdered. He was murdered. Some guy intentionally went behind him and killed him. And
hate crime, I guess, or just senseless violence.
That's exactly senseless.
There's no reason. I mean, we don't know why people.
It's sometimes scary,
Mm-hmm. Wrong place at the wrong time.
Right.
And you see more and more of it every day. You read about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we can stop it. We can all stop it. I mean, we outnumber the bad people. Right. We outnumber them.
Yeah, but they carry guns and stuff. That's the thing.
What's that?
They carry guns.
But we still outnumber them. And Mark knows. What have I told you over and over again, Mark? The pin is mightier than a sword.
That's why I'm holding my hand.
And
that's why he does his newsletter.
Them, and we can stop it. All we got to do is start uniting and stop bickering among each other.
True.
That's the key. We all have to start uniting. I don't care what color your skin is. You were talking about the civil rights movement. The black community, they know what it's all about. Yeah. They should all be behind every single gay, lesbian, and transgender person to help them achieve their rights also.
It's about human rights, plain and
well,
simple.
even, I have to say,
human rights.
Me being a woman, I feel that way because women couldn't even vote till 1920.
It's about one
And
human family.
It's just being a minority, period, you know, and being discriminated
Most
against.
definitely. And you know, and well, anybody that's watched Sound Off, they know how I feel about a lot of things. But some of this is intentional. People want us to be bickering with one another because the more we bicker with one another, the more the evil people can do what they're doing.
Well, yeah, and there's no solidarity.
Right.
That's exactly right. It's the unity. You know, remember our country, United States
United
of
we
America.
stand.
United.
Together we fall.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
All right.
Right.
And you know, but no, we do. You know, sometimes, well, Mark knows. Sometimes I get very tired, and you feel like you're fighting alone.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
and you've said that too.
I said that a couple times myself, too. I know exactly. Well, you've been in it longer than I
When
have.
you've been pushed down so much.
I've been around a
beaten
while.
down.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but you've been more involved with the community as far as trying to make a difference, and I can understand where you're coming from. There's been times where I'm
Yeah,
starting
you
to
get
feel that.
tired.
But it's all worth it in the long run.
Appreciate
Well,
you calling.
You know,
Thanks.
you look for the goal, and you keep on working for that goal, and you're going to stumble.
Right.
But we just, you know, we have to sit there and be united. We got to start working together.
Right. And you're right, Gene. That's what it's all boiling down to. And as we go into 2008, folks, this is what it's all about. Exactly what Gene's talking about. It's about coming together, whether you're gay or straight or whatever.
We're all Americans.
We're all on the same
We're all
team.
people, humans.
That's right, and we're very frankly, we're watching our country being destroyed within.
Oh yeah, that's why I need to talk about some announcements, some protest announcements here.
Gene, I'll be praying for you and Arlene and everybody at New Mike, and I'm going to go ahead and attend that on Saturday too.
Yeah. So, anyways, well, I'm gonna let you go.
All right.
Thank you
Good
so
job.
much.
You take it
Thanks
easy
for
now,
calling.
Love you, Gene.
Okay.
Love you too.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
guys. A couple announcements here, too. Tomorrow, Giuliani's going to be in St. Petersburg at the Vinoy. At 6 p.m., there's going to be a lot of protesting there. A bunch of, it looks like peace groups, 9/11 groups, Ron Paul supporters are going to be gathering there at the Vinoy at 6 p.m. to protest Giuliani. And he's a hypocrite, too. Talk about a hypocrite. I mean, and some other things going on. Saturday, Mike Gravel, who's running for president, he was a senator from Alaska. He's quite interesting during the debates, quite outspoken. And he was very instrumental in stopping the Vietnam War. He had a filibuster go for like months. You know.
Wow.
Anyway, Mike Gravel's going to be in town Saturday at Bennigan's at 2520 North Dale Mabry Highway, 1 to 3 p.m. That's Saturday. And then after, at 2 to 4 p.m., Mike Gravel's going down to Cafe Bohemia, which is 937 Central Avenue, St. Pete. Also on Saturday, there's going to be a peace vigil, or you can call it an anti-war protest, Gandy Boulevard in Dale Mabry, and it's 3 to 5 on Saturday. So there's a lot going on Saturday.
Do you want to talk about that too?
Let's take a couple more calls
Okay.
first. Okay, and we'll see if those two fellas. Hello there. You're on the air.
I just want to add some clarification to. There seems to be something not clear about our definitions. When we talk about equality, there's a difference between equality and someone trying to impose a value on society.
Well, I thought in the Constitution all men are created equal. Of course, they didn't talk about women, but
Okay, let me make a point. When we talk, you compare. Now, first of all, if I am for anybody who wants to choose whatever way of life they want to choose, that's completely up to them. But it's society's job to censor what may not be good for society as far as what is considered normal.
what you're getting at, are you against gay marriage? Is that what you're trying to say?
That's not the point.
No, that's what I think your point is.
That's not my point, because the issue is not whether I'm for or against it. The issue
Meaning support.
is really what is the issue. Is the issue someone actually, two people wanting to live together and society being against it, or is the issue a changing of society's ideas about what a couple should consist of?
I think that's been happening for some time.
Oh, it's been
what a
happening.
couple is. I
So
think the last
now-
40 years it's becoming more open.
So the issue is that if the real issue is about changing society's view of what normal is, that constitutes an agenda on the part of those who feel themselves to be victims. And that's what's wrong with it. If
We're not saying anything about
if
normality. We're not saying
if gay people
normality.
just are gay people without having an agenda, it's one thing. But
Doesn't every group have an agenda?
Well, okay.
I mean, political groups have an agenda.
I
Religious
take that as
groups have an
admission.
agenda.
I'll take that as an admission that you do have an agenda. If your agenda is to change what society over hundreds of years has considered to be normal.
Well, you know
no.
what? Slavery used to be normal a couple hundred years ago, and we changed that in the 1800s, at least in America.
You see that? You see
You
the
see,
switching?
that was the norm, though, if you go by that.
See, the
So-
switching, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're taking a defensive posture. I'm simply bringing out clarification. If your thing, your agenda is to change
no
what
agenda.
society considers to be
There's no
normal,
agenda.
then no, that's wrong.
Okay.
That's
Go ahead,
wrong.
Mark.
Okay.
There's no agenda, is there?
There is no agenda.
That's just it. And this is
just
the
want- what
confusion
should-
that's coming in.
You just want to be like everybody else, the same race, civil rights.
Well, you see, you can't be like everyone else in the sense that you've chosen a path that is not normal.
This is
Who
not a
said
choice.
it's not normal?
This is not a choice for me.
Exactly. Go ahead.
I didn't choose to be gay. It's who I am. I've always known my whole life. As a little kid, growing up, I knew I was gay. But the thing is,
So you were
I'm
born
not
that
trying to, nor anybody else is trying to force what you may refer to as an agenda. All we're trying to do is get the message out to people that we just want to be basically treated with respect just like anybody else. Just like anybody else. It's not about an agenda. It's about being accepted. And there's people out there who basically are trying to put their own little agendas on the ballot, like the Federal Marriage Amendment, to make it even tougher on our community.
But what you're saying, when you talk about it's about you being accepted, what you're also saying is that what society
You didn't say that be accepted.
no, what you're also saying is that what society considers to be normal and healthy for
We've never said that.
individuals,
No, that's
it's
being
not
twisted.
That's what you're saying.
No,
you're
we're not saying that.
you're in opposition to what has been traditionally accepted as what a family is, male, female. You're saying that, well, there's something wrong with that. It needs to be.
No,
I'm not saying that at all.
words in our mouths.
It's okay if a straight couple, a male and a female want to live their lives together, but why should it not be any different for a male or a female?
Good
Yeah,
question.
I have a lot
Good
of
question,
lesbian
and I'll
friends.
answer that. I will answer that. Parenting is not just about. When you talk about parenting, you're imposing values on a child. A child does not know. A child is innocent. A child does not know.
There's plenty of people that
Let
were
me finish.
married
I
and have
will let you
kids
talk.
and then
Believe
find
me.
out they're gay after.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No, I think you've talked enough. We need. We have 10 minutes
Oh, you see,
left.
you're cutting me off just like.
No, I gave you plenty of time, and the phone is ringing off the hook.
Okay.
So we gave you plenty of time here. To have your agenda out.
The other thing is, the gay community's been around forever.
Since the beginning of time.
And the thing is, the one thing I want to point out, we're not trying to shove any type of agenda out there down people's throats or anything like that. But the thing is, we're trying to get the message out but everyone
is equal, or should be
everybody
equal.
Should be equal, and that's the way it should be. But you know what? There's organizations out there. There's all these interest groups that want to put some type of amendment onto our Constitution, such as the Federal Marriage Amendment, that will make it even tougher for people from the GLBT community, gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgender community, to keep on, trying to find their place in society.
Seems that since the beginning of time, too, there's been discrimination. I just was thinking about America. When the immigrants came over,
right,
the Irish were discriminated, and then the Italians were discriminated, and it's always been a struggle for people that are different.
Yeah, and
or whatever, or people, like she says, normal. There's no such thing as normal, I don't think.
Right. I once again, I did not choose to live this lifestyle. It's who I am. I knew my whole entire life, and my family has been very supportive. As far as my dad, my grandmother, who raised me after my mom passed away, they were extremely supportive. They knew. They never really pressed the issue, nor did they even ask. But they knew, and they were very loving, very caring.
They loved you as a son and as a grandson for who you are.
Right, and they would have done the same if I was straight,
Exactly.
But the thing is, parenting can have a factor in it, but you know what? It's about what you're around and what you're seeing around you.
If you think about incest, you think about rape and all these things, these are heterosexuals that are doing stuff like that. And they're the ones that are committing a lot of the crimes.
Right.
You don't see homosexuals. I mean, it's a stereotypical thing.
Right.
I just hate it when they twist it like that.
And that's the part that really throws me off. I mean, I've been involved, like I said, an advocate, activist for the GLBT community, as far as human rights organizations such as Equality Florida Human Rights Campaign. I've even been involved with international organizations such as Amnesty International, Equality Florida, great group of people that work there. Fantastic what they're doing. Once again, you can still get involved. It's not too late. We're always looking for people to get involved.
You have straight people involved too.
Oh, we have a lot of straight people.
You're open to everybody.
It's open
You're
to everybody.
You're not excluding,
right? Right, and it's open to everybody. And you can go to our website at eqfl.org. That's eqfl.org. Go to the website of Equality Florida, and you'll be able to see all the meetup groups throughout the state of Florida. You'll be able to see all the other type of activities Equality Florida is doing as far as taking a stand for everyone.
It's funny. I have so many good friends that are gay, and they've been with their partners for a long time, 9 years, 10 years, 15 years. I have never been with anybody that long.
And that's the thing. It's about love. It's about love, and that's the thing. It's about commitment. And you know what? It kind of takes away that stereotype that people have, God, all these guys down at Muscle Beach, Miami, with their, skin
You're not giving
out.
hand signals underneath the bathroom door.
Right. And so it was amazing. I just talked to a gay couple today. 30 years. 30 years they've been together.
I give people credit. Just
and
I admire that.
They're also advocates in the community. They're also advocates in our community, and so
we're almost at the end of this show. I wonder if we could squeeze in a quickie call.
Okay, quickie call. Let's go for it.
Hello there. Can you keep it short?
Listen, I'm a serious caller. I'm not going to make any jokes or anything.
Okay.
Don't have to hang up on me.
You're not singing then.
But listen, I want to make a comment on what you said, Mrs. in the red hair, about the majority of the rapists and the criminals that are heterosexual. You gotta think about something here.
Think about a lot of the crimes.
The majority of the serial killers are gay.
Oh, please.
Amen. Now think about this for a second. Jeffrey Dahmer. I can't remember the name of the black man that killed all
If you can count them on your hand, that's because they're notorious.
And they dressed up as the clown.
Oh, please.
I'm not an expert on it, but it just bothered me a little bit when
Timothy McVeigh, was he straight? Look at how many people he killed at one time.
Well,
Oklahoma City.
That's
if you look at the crime rate, and if you look at,
well, I don't think they classify Timothy McVeigh
these people that commit incest
killer.
and stuff, they're hetero.
I don't think they classify him as a serial killer, though.
I think he was a killer. He was a murderer.
Definitely, he was a killer.
Whether it was serial or all at once.
I mean, I'm not against gay people. I mean, I believe that gay people have a tough time in this world. I'm not gay, but I mean, I just caught you guys at the last minute of the show, so I really don't know the whole topic, but the only part that I heard was...
Well, what about the guy that was just convicted of killing the little girl in, what was it, Hernando County?
That sicko with the bald head?
Yeah. He was hetero.
Well,
a lot of them that kill children are hetero.
One in Citrus County?
Yeah, Citrus. I was thinking Hernando. Citrus, yeah. On the tip of my brain.
All right, you got me on that one, yeah.
Anyway, thanks for calling. Can we squeeze in one more quick? We have how many minutes? 5? 2?
Okay.
That's real quick. Oh, it's him. It's Jesus. Jesus and Justin. That's okay.
Okay.
They're the crank callers.
Okay.
So let's just kind of summarize here.
Okay.
What would you like to say that you haven't said? I mean, we didn't even get into all your personal life. There's so much to talk about with you.
There's
There's
a
too
lot
much
there, but personally,
you've
what
gone
I like
through
to
a lot.
say is that I have enjoyed being involved with organizations such as Equality Florida, the Human Rights Campaign, other human rights organizations. And the thing is, long story short, I believe you would find it rewarding too. By all means, go to the website of equalityflorida.org. There's many opportunities where you can get involved. Doesn't mean you have to make a full-time commitment. If you find something there that you're interested in, by all means, get involved with it. But you're going to find the same kind of passion that me and other advocates, even our technical director tonight, Mark Nash, who's helping us out tonight, are very passionate
and
about.
let's thank everybody that's helping us out. Normally I think, well, I do thank you for coming on. Usually he's, behind the scenes,
right.
in front of the scenes.
I'm in front of the scenes tonight.
You have fun?
I have a lot of fun.
It goes fast, doesn't it?
I can't believe it.
Goes fast when you're in front.
Yeah.
We want to thank Joaquin Pizuela, Mark Nash, Delane Terrell for helping us out. She's been doing the whole floor tonight.
A very good job.
Helping us out while we're doing this, and at least we don't have any obscene phone calls. I mean, like I thought we might.
Yeah. Just another American Idol out there.
Yeah, just some bad singers. But it goes quickly.
It sure does.
Next week is our last show. So, Safe Public Access.
The next meeting
is looking the 20th.
The 20th. That's a Thursday at 6 p.m. Public opinion time. Please, if you love watching this program and other programs on public access, please come to that meeting. Let the county commissioners know, because this will be an opportunity to help keep the station running and going. So please.
You got to admit, we're interesting.
Very interesting. A lot of fun, too. And next week's show is going to be a lot more fun, too.
Yeah, it's going to be a free-for-all next week. Definitely free-for-all.
But thank you for having me on this show. I appreciate it.
It's a pleasure.
It was a pleasure.
There's so many things we didn't have time to talk about.
We'll
My God.
Next time.
It's just that's true.
Yeah.
You have he has such an interesting life. He taught English in Korea. He's been around.
I've been around.
He's been around. That's what I wanted to talk about. He's done so many interesting things. So,
thank you for watching, everybody. We love you.
Keep watching
Femme Forum and The Buzz.
All right.
And other programs.
Leaders. That's why 4-H is so important.
It's so rewarding to know that you're influencing or helping or developing other people.
Kids are the future, and if we can raise better human beings, then tomorrow's world will be better.
Discover the world together. Be a 4-H volunteer. To find out how, contact your local extension office.
Thousands of kids in this country have everything it takes to go to college, except the money. The United Negro College Fund. A mind is a terrible thing to waste.
Following program may contain language and subject matter unsuitable for children. Parental discretion is advised.